It is the meat event, and I cannot wait for this light heavyweight throwdown where we got Thiago Santos, aka Maheta, 22-9, taking on Magomed Ankalaev, who is 16-1 and on one of the more impressive UFC win streaks that are still ongoing throughout the entire company. Because this guy is on just an absolute path right now. He's been winning fight after fight. Most recently, it was a unanimous win over Volkan Oezdemir, and it was a fight where he kind of started a little bit slow. It was almost like it took him a round and a half to wake up, but when he did, he was able to impose his will, secure another unanimous decision against a tough guy like No Time. And before that, he essentially did the same thing to Nikita Krylov, and then he had those beautiful finishes over your boy Iwan Kuntelaba, the Hulk. He did it twice. The first one should have been enough, in my opinion, but they had to go for a second one, and it was more of the same for Iwan. And just beautiful work from Magomed, who, even though he's from Dagestan, he's a guy who prefers to keep it standing, right? He's trying to keep it there. He's very slick. I mean, I think back to that front kick that he landed on Dalcha Champion, who's also fighting on this card, and just a really beautiful skill set. His one loss to Paul Craig, we say it all the time. It was a fight that Magomed was absolutely dominating the Bear Jew for 14 minutes and 59 seconds before the Bear Jew threw up that YOLO submission, my all-time favorite submission, the greatest submission of all time. And that's the only loss for Magomed. So it's been win after win. But he's taking on Thiago Santos, and we know Thiago Santos is no joke, right? This is a guy who, on no knees, almost beat John Jones. In fact, he's the only guy to ever have won a round on a judge's scorecard against John Jones. So you have to respect what he did. He TKO'd Jan Blachowicz before that fight, and after the John Jones one, he was put up against Glover. He was a huge favorite in that fight, but got kind of absolutely dominated by his fellow Brazilian brother. And then after that, he fought Alexander Rakic, which was kind of a snooze fest, but one that a lot of people thought that Thiago probably did enough to win. So that was kind of where he turned it around, and then he officially turned it around with a win, a unanimous win in a meat event against Johnny Walker in what was another snooze fest. So what are your thoughts on this one? Because I don't want to call Ankalaev's recent performances snooze fest, but they've been calculated stand-up fights, a lot like Thiago Santos's recent ones have as well. So do you think that this might be a meat event dud, or is this a showcase fight for Magomed, or potentially is Thiago back?
Yeah, no, that's such a good question. This is an absolute banger, and man, the disrespect that the fans and the odds makers are throwing on Thiago Santos. I mean,
Hmm.
Mahete is no joke. I mean, this is a levels test for Magomed. I gotta go with Magomed. That's our boy. But it would not surprise me if a massive upset happens. Like, this is crazy to see how big of a favor he is. I mean, it's not like he starched Volkan Ozdemir, which that was an amazing levels test. Like, he looked pretty good, but he did look a little slow and sluggish. Maybe the pressure got to him. Like, whoa, this is like a real deal fighter. Well, this is even another real deal fighter. I mean, Thiago Santos fought John John. He's fought, you name it, he's fought in it. And guess what? All of them, he looked great in his last 5 to 10 bouts. He's been looking absolute astonishing for his age, for all the injuries he's had, and I mean, even on the losses that he has, his three in a row. I mean, it wasn't that far off of being a loss. So don't be fooled by those. Definitely be aware. This is crazy odds. I'll probably stay far away, maybe throw him in a parlay, maybe a KO finish by Magomed for some YOLO if that looks juicy. But other than that, staying away just in general because it's scary. But I'm picking Magomed. I hope he wins. I'm very hyped for him, and that would be amazing if he gets this done and mind blowing.
Yeah, it'd be amazing and mind-blowing for sure. One thing that I am curious to see if it plays into it. I mean, we've seen Thiago Santos go 5 rounds a bunch, right? He's capable and able to do that. In fact, the last time he fought, he went 5 rounds. Magomed has never gone 5 rounds recently. The longest was a 4-round contest. It was when he won that WFCA light heavyweight championship against Maxime Grisham, who is a tough UFC fighter. He's been winning a lot recently as well. So that I think is a little bit encouraging. The fact that he was able to get such a late finish over such a tough guy like Grisham. But it's going to be interesting to see if this fight hits the fourth or fifth rounds. What sort of firepower is Magomed going to be rolling through with? Because again, Thiago is a guy who has been there, done that, so to speak. So I think the minus 600 is a little bit inflated. You mentioned the word disrespect. I think that plus 435 for Thiago is a little bit disrespectful because this is a guy who is tough as nails, been in there with everyone, like you said. And Magomed is going to truly have to bring his best performance if he wants to secure such a high level of victory. But nonetheless, 93% is rolling with Magomed meat. About half of it is brown for that KO TKO finish. I think you're spot on where the minus 600 isn't juicy. I don't even know. I mean, I guess maybe a parlay piece, but I think that finish, there might be something interesting there because if he is able to get this one done, then I like him getting it done by finish because I don't know. I'm interested to see if he can win a decision against a guy like Thiago who has performed well in later rounds. So I'm going to go Magomed, going to go by finish, but like you, I'm a little bit nervous and a little bit surprised by these odds for sure. So, any last thoughts on this main event? I'm just hopeful Magomed gets this done. You know.
Same, right there with you. 100% agree. Yeah, boys, let us know in the comments. Are we crazy for thinking this? Is this an absolute lock and we're a little worried too much and we shouldn't be worried at all? Or are we feeling about the same as you guys are? Throw in the comments. Let us know.